Now we're going to do something called box breathing. So we're going to inhale through the nostrils, hold for the same amount, exhale through the mouth, and then hold for the same duration. So think of it as like a square with 4 even sides, and that will denote our duration of the holding or the breathing in that particular step. So count 5 for breathing in, hold at the top of your lungs for a count of 5, exhale for a count of 5, and hold at the bottom of your lungs, empty lungs, for a count of 5. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold, inhale, hold, exhale, hold. Inhale, and this time at the top of the inhale, instead of holding, we're going to release it with the chant of Om. Exhaling with the sound Om, coming out as a thin stream of air. Together. Take another full inhale. And exhale. Third chant of Om with a full pair of lungs. As we're doing this, notice how not just your state of inner being becomes calm, heart becomes slower, your mind is becoming clear, your breath is becoming deep, but also notice what you're doing to the atmosphere around you. This chant of Om is so powerful. The resonance creates an energy of deep healing all around you. Oftentimes when you have a pet in your house, that's a very good indicator of how the energy around you shifts because of your personal practice. The cat or the dog or whatever animal that you have, you'll notice that it becomes much calmer, quieter, and may even fall asleep in your presence. Sometimes we're so caught up in our own heads and the chatter that we don't realize what this energy that we are creating. Okay, in this next exercise, we'll take in a deep breath and we will hold. And when I ask you to hold, I will have you move your chin down to your chest. So this exercise is called Jalandhar Bandha. So in this exercise, we're going to breathe in for a count of 5. And then now hold your breath till I tell you, or as long as you can. If you think I'm holding it for way too long, then it's okay. Go ahead and exhale. But if you can hold it, stay with me. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale and come back up. Let's do this a couple more times. Inhale for a full capacity of the lungs all the way to your diaphragm, expanding your belly as you're holding in the air, and then hold it till I tell you. Chin touching the chest as best as possible. 3, 2, 1, exhale and come back up. Full capacity of the lungs, breathing in, and then let's exhale. We'll do one cycle of breath without holding. And the next inhale, taking full capacity of the lungs, hold, chin down to the breastbone. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, exhale and come back up. Fantastic, folks. So let's do one more exercise, one more pranayama exercise. And this is the breath of fire. And for those of you who come to my sessions before, you know how this works, but for the few here for the very first time, so it's a very simple exercise in that there's only one thing that is the focus here, which is the exhalation that emerges, that's originated in your diaphragm. So it looks like this. Short exhalation, the focus is completely on the exhale. Don't worry about the inhale. It looks like this. Okay, now I know that you cannot see my entire body, but I just want you to know if I'm doing this right, my abdomen, my diaphragm is exhaling, pushing the air out, and that comes out as a short burst through the nostril. Notice that my shoulders are steady, my back is straight, I'm not rocking, I'm not swaying side to side, my shoulders are not going up and down. The rest of the body stays absolutely still. All of the emphasis is on the exhale. Now my fingers are in Vayu Mudra, the tips of my index fingers are touching my thumb, and the rest are on my lap, palm facing upwards. Let's go in and do 3 rounds of this Kapalbhati, or it's referred to as the breath of fire. So inhale through the nostril. First round of 7. Let's do it together. And take a pause. Just take a break from it. Just regular breathing. Inhale. Exhale. And this time, the next inhale. 3/4 of a breath out, and we'll do the second round of 21 together. And then just allow the regular breathing. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, and this time 3/4 of breath out, and we're going to do the final and the long set of 42 as best as you can. If you cannot, if it's making you uncomfortable, then just go ahead and stop. Let's together, those of you who can join me, let's do a count of 42. And take a break from this exercise, just allowing regular breathing, inhaling through the nostrils for a count of 5 and exhaling through the mouth for a count of 5. Let that continue for a little bit. And while you're doing that, I want you to just observe how you feel right now. Notice the depth of your breathing, the slower pace of your heart beating, the calmer your mind is in thinking. And then the serenity you may be feeling in your entire being. And just whenever you're ready, at your own pace, I want you to open your eyes if you had them closed, or look up if you had them turned down. And we join this circle, my heart tribe, my soul tribe. Thank you for all of you being here. Thank you for those of you who make recommendations and requests. So this is probably the 76th episode I've done since the beginning of the pandemic. And we always gather here Wednesday nights. It used to be a daily gathering, and then about, 6-7 months ago, we made it into a just once a week weekly gathering here on Wednesday night. And this is my soul tribe, where we support each other, we share wisdom nuggets, where we talk about our trials and our tribulations in this one of the most unprecedented times in our living lifetimes and our living histories. So today the topic is self-compassion. So I want to start off this conversation with sharing with you a story from the East. There was once a famous Zen master. One day, a young man came running up to him, and he was fretting and he was sweating and he was saying, Master, Master, show me a way of life. Show me something that will give me a sense of purpose. Show me something that will give me some meaning to my life. For I have wasted all my time. I have found no purpose in what I do. And I don't want you to teach me mindfulness. Please don't ask me to sit in meditation for endless number of hours, because I will not be able to do that. I know that I don't have the capacity, but I wish to find enlightenment. Is there a shortcut to enlightenment that does not require me to sit here in excessive number of hours, just sitting here being still with my own mind? I know, because if you're going to tell me to do that, I know I'm going to run away. I'm going to go back into my old life. I've grown up in a life of excess. I have gotten everything physically in terms of pleasure, but that has not fulfilled me, and I feel so empty with it. Please prevent me from going back into that world. And tell me, is there something which is going to be a shortcut to enlightenment? So then the Zen master pauses for a little bit, and he says, yeah, there is something. He says, but I need to teach you this by asking you one question. Is there anything in this life of yours that you came from that's of interest to you? So this young man thinks, and he says, yes, there's one thing that I did, which is I used to play chess a lot. I learned to play chess with my grandfather, and I used to spend endless number of hours playing chess. He says, okay. Then he calls his attendant and says, attendant, call Gyosa. Ask Gyosa to come with a chessboard, and he will be competing against this man for a game of chess. Now that attendant looks at him and says, Master, but Gyosa does not play chess. It doesn't matter. Just ask him to come here. And so Gyosa comes, he brings the chessboard, the master lays it out, puts all of the pieces together, and he says, okay, he pulls out a sword. And he points the sword to Gyosa and says, Gyosa, now you're going to compete against this man on this game of chess. And the loser will be beheaded with the sword. If this man beats you, I will have no choice. You have dedicated your life to me. You've shown your dedication all of these years. Now I'm going to test it. And if you lose, I'm going to chop off your head. And if you win, I'm going to cut off this other man's head, this guest's head. And so the game shall begin. And so Gyosa completely dives into the game. He's completely focused. and he starts making his little simple moves. Now the other guy, the fellow who's brought this challenge upon himself, starts sweating. He knows his life depends on it. He knows he's good, but he starts shivering because he knows that the repercussions of losing this game are very heavy. It's life itself. So Gyoza starts making his moves, and this other man is making his counterattack. And there comes a point in which Gyoza moves his pawn in a way that is not very calculated, and quickly this young man will seize it, and he is beginning to sense that there is this game. He can see where it is going. So Gyoza does his best. He's completely focused. His eyes are not looking anywhere else except for the pieces on the chessboard. And he makes another move. And this time, the other person, the guest, kills it, and he knows that he's beginning to overpower him. He knows that he can actually win this game. He knows where the slant of this game is going. And this time he looks up at this man and he says, "Look at him. This man's life has been dedicated to the cause of self-awareness. He has dedicated himself to his master. He has lived such a righteous life. He has done always something in the service of others. And look at my life. It has always been an indulgence. It's always been from one gratification to the other. I have done nothing with my life. And if I should win this game, it will cost this man his life. His life is so much more worthy than mine." And he then consciously, fully aware, he makes moves that puts him in a weak position where he's positioning himself to lose. Now, this is an internal commentary, and the master is watching the whole thing from above. He's observing what is happening. He can sense where this thing is going. And he picks up the board and he throws it, and all the pieces go flying. He says, "Young man, today you have learned two very important lessons. One is the art of complete concentration. And in that concentration comes a sense of awareness that has taught you the second lesson, which is compassion for those around you. In that complete commitment of yourself to this game, you begin to realize the presence of the other, and you begin to realize that there was something called empathy that is there within your heart. And from that empathy came a compassion that you have demonstrated. And now you're welcome to join this order. And in those two lessons, you shall find enlightenment." So my friends, in our lives, we are constantly so distracted by the voices, the noises, both inside of our head and those that are around us, that we seldom find time for compassion, and even less time for self-compassion. Because there is this inner critique, this inner voice that is constantly telling us that we are not good enough, we're not capable, we don't deserve this, we're not kind enough, we're not good looking enough, we don't have enough, we're not worthy for having enough, etc., etc. Now I want to point out that this inner critique is something that comes to us in our childhood. Most often, this is a voice that is actually that we have internalized from something that has been external. Now, it could be the voice of a parent. It doesn't have to be. It could be the voice of a sibling who tells you constantly, but keeps admonishing you, keeps telling you that, hey, you're making mistakes. You keep making the same mistakes. You're not smart. You're an idiot. You're stupid. You're weak. You're whatever. And so when that voice keeps being heard enough times, we begin to grow up believing that that voice needs to be replaying. And so sometimes when even that person, whoever it is, whether it is the parent, whether it's that sibling, whether it's that coach, whether it's that teacher, whether it's that neighbor, whether it's that relative, whoever it may be, even when that person is not there, we begin to play that in our head every time we're about to do something. One, such that we catch ourselves. It's almost like as if we are protecting ourselves from making mistakes. So the critic is beginning to critique ourselves. The self-critic is beginning to speak up as if it is the voice of the other, such that we may not make mistakes. What we're doing in the process is that actually we are sabotaging ourselves from our full capacity to be able to perform to the best of our ability. Because as you know, even when you're fully capable, when you have a naysayer out there whose voice can be heard loud and clear, it saps us of our ability, saps us of our determination, it saps us about our full concentration, our capacity to be completely present and to be able to do that which we are fully capable of. And so we critique ourselves in a way that undermines our ability to be the best of what we can. And then there's a second repercussion of this critique. The second side effect of it is procrastination. Procrastination is when you keep pushing things off. Why? Because you are avoiding that judgment that either the other person, that uncle, that teacher, that coach, that parent, that sibling, whoever it may be, from judging you at the result of it and saying that, yes, look, I told you you're never going to be good enough. Or even worse, where you have learned that thing, that voice, that you become that critique for yourself and saying, you are now procrastinating so that you are avoiding, you're delaying yourself, judging yourself, which is just as harsh as that voice coming from somebody else. And so, as you can see here, self-criticism is one of your biggest foes. It's one of the biggest deterrents from you being able to achieve something that you know you can, you're capable, you're totally aligned, you're conditioned. There are circumstances around you that are positioning you, that are rallying for you, but guess what? That voice within is standing as the biggest wall, that's a hurdle, that demon. If you all watched the story of Mozart, there's a movie called Amadeus, in that there is the voice that he hears of his father. His father has been long gone, but that voice keeps coming back as that ghost that keeps coming back to haunt him. He can't sleep till he keeps writing a concerto after concerto, one after the other. He's burning himself. He's completely famished. He's completely full lack of energy. And his voice, that voice that speaks to him, does not allow him to rest, does not allow him to be at peace, no matter how much of an overachiever Mozart was. And if you know the story of Mozart, unfortunately, he died very sad. He died without seeing the fruits of his labor. The gifts that he had were not recognized enough to the point where he was able to enjoy reaping the rewards of all of these great works that he had put out. So folks, I'm going to now share with you that some techniques. I'm going to share with you 3 things that you need to watch for in order to quieten that self-critique and show compassion to yourself. So first thing I want to point out is that the context of this. Now imagine that you were walking with a friend down a wintry evening by the riverside. And you were walking and the sloped sidewalk was slippery. There was snow or some of the frozen ice. And imagine as you and your friend were walking down and then she slipped and she fell. Would you go there and then fold your arms and say, look, you're so stupid. You can't even walk. Look, how you're not capable of even taking care of yourself, let alone taking care. Would you say that? Would you ever do that to somebody? Then ask yourself this question: why do you do this to yourself? Why would you be able to say such harsh things to yourself when you fail, when you fall, when you do not achieve yourself, that target that you have set yourself? So the first thing to notice is that there is this inner critique that has been either deeply rooted in yourself, taken a plant, taken birth from your childhood because of that external voice. So much so it comes to a point where you don't even recognize the difference between the internal voice and the external voice. So the very first step is to become aware when the critique starts speaking up. And sometimes the critique is about the high benchmark the society has set for us. We come into this Western upbringing, no matter where you are. You could be in the East, you could be in the West. But now we've all embraced this idea of competition and this nuclear way of living, this thing about I, me, myself. There's a constant competition that I have to be more, get more, have more, be smarter, achieve all the time. And so we have grown up in this level, in this field of competition, in this world of constantly comparing ourselves with the other. And we always use accomplishments as a benchmark. We use that as a yardstick to constantly become aware and say, put on ourselves and look at self. And you say, oh, look, see, I'm better than this other person. I'm better than my neighbor. I'm better than my sibling. I'm better than my classmates, better than my co-workers, whatever the case may be. And while that can take you so far in the ability to achieve, to become better at what you do, it's a double-edged sword. Now, when you achieve, when you're constantly pushing yourself, isolating yourself from your fellow beings, from your companions, from your colleagues, whether your siblings, what have you, you go into the next realm, whatever that case may be. So if it was high school, then you get admitted into one of these very competitive colleges. You're going to be using the same tools and techniques because that has worked for you all along. So guess what? You're going to be using it again. And now you are in a different pool. Now this is a pool of a high level of achievers. And your motivation is coming from your competition and looking at the people around you and saying, am I getting better grades? Am I doing better? Am I doing bigger projects? Am I achieving more? Am I putting longer number of hours? Am I getting more accolades from whoever it is, whether it's the boss or whether it's the professor, etc.? And now in this new pool, there is stiffer competition and everybody else is there is working extra hard and working even more smartly. So the chances are you may not shine as you did at one point. Now, that tool that has served you to bring you to this point becomes the cause, becomes your curse, becomes the cause of your disdain, becomes the cause of your anxiety, which could lead into depression. So, the first thing to realize is when that voice that is beginning to speak up in a way that is harsh, admonishing, undermining you, it is your voice that you would never consider using against the other. And so, ask yourself, maybe I can be kind. Maybe I can be generous. Maybe I can talk to myself in the same tone, with the same compassion that I would to another. So that brings me to the second step of self-compassion, which is from the self-awareness comes the self-love. And the self-love is where you separate yourself, the one that is hurting, the one that is fallen, the one that is feeling beaten down, and that voice of yours that is giving compassion, love, care, and support to the other. So there's a deep amount of neuroscience in what I'm talking about here, where instead of you wallowing in your own pain and your suffering and saying, oh my God, look what has happened to me, I'm no good, I'm beaten down yet again, I've underachieved yet again, etc., etc., you have this person, that part of you, the personality within you, that is the giver. And the giver, just in the case of the chess player, the one that who sacrificed his position for the sake of this monk, you are consumed in how you can help the other person, and therefore you stop wallowing in your own loss. You start beginning to focus on how can you lift this other person up. In this case, that other person is yourself. And in that self-compassion, a whole new world of relationship with yourself begins. Then comes the third aspect, which is understanding the common humanity. What happens is when you are self-critical about yourself, when you are self-wallowing in your own pity and you're beating yourself up, you're losing sight of the thousands of people around you, the millions of people before you who've been through that same situation. Somehow you begin to believe that you're the only one in that situation suffering in that way, in that particular time. But when you begin to connect with the humanness of yourself, which then you can relate to the humankind, the human beings that are around you, and know that sometimes we all fail. Sometimes we all fall short. Sometimes we all fall down. Sometimes we will just not be able to get to that extent of whatever that measure that we've put, that bar that we've set for ourselves. And knowing that you are one of the many who has experienced that gives you a sense of hope, gives you a sense of strength for you to be able to pick yourself up. And for doing this third step, connecting with your humanity and the common humanity, I ask that you consider making a list of 3 things. It's important to get real. And so the first category in these 3 things is, what are those things that I am above average? What are those talents that I have that are above and beyond the normal? So make a list of maybe 5 such things. And now go to the second category. Second category is, what are things, the areas in which I am on par, I'm an average, my talents and my skill match up with most of my peers around me. And then the third step, the third category, is make a list of things that you know you're below average. You know this is areas in which this has not been your forte, this has not been your excellence, this has not been your specialty, and that's okay. Recognize that. Make a list of maybe 5 things in that category. And now that once you've made this list, just lay that list down. Take a step back and observe that in totality. This is your SWOT analysis, right? This is where you can understand your strengths, you understand your weaknesses, you understand the opportunities, you understand the threats. Now, when you make such an assessment for yourself in the convenience of your own time, in your own space, in your own safety, you will not be caught like a deer in the headlights when this pops up in a situation where the others are present. Because you have done the homework. You understand, you know this is your limits, this is your specialty, this is your weaknesses, and therefore you know when it's time for you to walk away from something. Walk away with your head held high, without feeling defeated, without feeling beaten down, without allowing that inner critic to completely sabotage you. So folks, now let's jump into an exercise, into a meditation where we will go ahead and practice some self-compassion. And as we do that, towards the end of this exercise, I'm actually going to walk you through these three categories such that we may have a head start on making the list for ourselves. So I invite you to either close your eyes or downshift your gaze. Taking in some nice, deep, comfortable breaths. Allowing your belly to rise and collapse, not your chest. Just like when you are watching a baby sleep, you will notice that its belly rises and falls. Allowing your attention to rest on your breath, just like a butterfly sits on a flower. As the wind sways the flower, the butterfly rests on it and swaying with the flower. And sometimes when a distraction, which in the form of a strong gust of wind comes about, the butterfly lifts off, may get carried away with the distraction. But after a while, the butterfly returns to the flower. So also bringing your attention back to your breath, back to the seat of your awareness, regardless of how many distractions come to take us away. Now I'm going to say some statements, and I want you to please drop into the experience of these statements, not just repeat them inside your head. I am a pure soul, completely stripped of my role, character, and this costume, the body. My identity is of pure, bright, white light. I own nothing, and I desire nothing. Everything that I need is right here inside of me. I am a peaceful soul. I am totally at peace with my life. I seek nothing different in any way. I am absolutely content. I am a powerful soul. My body is strong. My vision is pure. And my words are sweet. Every thought is far-reaching, helping others. Nothing is impossible, and nothing unachievable. I am a loving soul. I love myself and respect myself. I love my life and the surroundings I find myself in now. I love all those close to me. I am love, and no extra drop of love from out there can complete me. I am truthful. I have all the wisdom I need to solve my problems. I am in touch with my intuition. I feel what is right and follow my truth. I am beautiful. I am filled with the light of divine virtues. I color others with the inner palette of my beautiful qualities. I shine with the sparkle of divinity. I am happy. So happy that my cells are dancing inside. I'm so filled with gratitude towards everything. So thankful for my life experiences. I'm thankful for my friends and family. I am balanced. My mind and body are healthy. My giving and receiving are balanced. My being and doing are aligned. My equanimity serves as an example to others. I am in harmony. There's harmony between my head and my heart. Harmony with my family and friends. I'm in harmony with Mother Nature. I feel aligned with the divine universe. I am victorious. I have all the qualities to succeed in life. I have the wisdom to navigate through any challenge that comes along my way. Anything that I put my mind to does manifest. Victory is my birthright. With these virtues and supreme guidance, what is unachievable? Notice how you feel at this moment. And see yourself emanating these virtues to everyone and everything that you engage with in this world. Please bring your hands to the heart center in prayer position. And I want you to please rub both your palms against each other, creating a beautiful energy vortex, healing energy, chi or prana. And I want you to please, once the warmth can be felt, I want you to please bless yourself by cupping your eyes with each palm. And blessing yourself. May I love myself at all times. May I be my best friend
on this journey called life. And my beautiful relationship and my self-compassion may it be a beacon of hope for others that see me. I am enough. I am completely deserving of the love, both from myself and those around me. And I'm fully capable of living to my full potential. And then I ask that you please keep your palms facing outwards to the world in front of you. And imagine this chi, this aura, this light from you going out into the world towards someone, a group, or some place that needs it right now. Needs your compassion. And I tell you, friends, this entire world at this point needs every bit of compassion that it can get. So you may want to envision the earth in front of you rotating ever so gently. And let your aura, your light, your prana be a source of healing, a source of strength, a source of hope, to let them know that they too are deserving. They too are loved. They too are enough. And they too can fulfill their highest potential. And bringing your hands back to the heart center, let us take a bow of gratitude for everyone and everything that has made this moment possible. And then ask yourself this question: what are some things in which I'm very talented, I'm very skillful, or I'm above average in? Then ask yourself, what are things in which I am average? Not too great, but also not too bad. And then ask yourself this final question: what are some things that I just know that are not my specialties?
And then look at this entire spectrum of things, the above average, the average, and the below average, to get a complete picture, the mosaic of the different parts of you. And know that in that diversity, in those crests and troughs, the highs and the lows, the strengths and your weaknesses, there is your humanity. And that is completely okay. Just like everybody else on this planet, I too have my strengths and weaknesses. And I celebrate my diversity. I celebrate my variety. And most of all, I embrace my authenticity. Not pretending to be anybody else than who I am. And as you embrace yourself for exactly who you are, notice how you feel about yourself right now. And if you could summarize how you feel right now in one word, what would that be? And I invite you to please share this one word that you're feeling right now in the chat window. I'm beginning to see some comments. Jay, this was especially lovely. Thank you, Ebeline. Jesse says, thank you, Jay, and everyone here. This was so beautiful. Such gratitude for your kind and encouraging words of guidance. Many blessings to you and all. Yes, many blessings to you and all. We are all in it together, because as we share, as we reflect, as I'm hearing here, peace, calm, happy, hopeful, and calm. As we even read it, as we even absorb whatever others are feeling, we can feel that in ourselves, isn't it? That's the beauty of mirror neurons. As we share, as we emote, as we reflect, we begin to feel each other with one another, that amongst ourselves, as we are beginning to just even hear it. So this is beauty, that I'm feeling all right. I'm feeling faith. If somebody's, Amanda saying strong, V is saying strengthened, Kat is saying brave, Ati is saying thank you, Pauline is saying compassion. I'm feeling calm and want to sleep. Wonderful. Yes, Kat, I do have a circle. Please, I am new. Yes, indeed, Kat, I have a circle on here. It's called Meditate with Jay. By the way, some of those times when I slip, I don't come here on time, or some tech issues that happen, that circle, it's called Meditate with Jay, is a good place for you to just find out what is going on. Where is Jay? Is he dropped off the face of this earth? So yes, indeed. So please go and join the conversation, because that's an ongoing thing that you don't have to wait for me. There's one time on Wednesday that I'm here to do the session with you, or on Sunday mornings at 9 o'clock Pacific, 9 a.m. So we have this conversation that's an ongoing thing during the week, and it's also a great place, by the way, for you to ask topics that you want me to talk on next week. Somebody brought up this topic, posted it on there, and that's how I picked it up, and here we are. We had this beautiful session with each other. We enjoyed holding ourselves in this embrace of self-compassion. Kat says, thank you, bless you, with so many different colored hearts, rainbow hearts. Ati, how can I join the circle? I don't think we're allowed to share links on this chat here, but if you could just at the end of this session, please look me up on this app. It's called Meditate with Jay. That's the name of my circle. And also, by the way, it's just not this circle. There's also many other ways in which people are my community. I call it my soul tribe. We have a WhatsApp group. We have a Facebook page. Again, it's called Awaken Spirit Jay. Just Google my name. Jay Chodagam, so spelled Chodagam. I'll spell that for you here so you guys can get the spelling. And if you look me up, if you just Google my name, Jay Chodagam, then you'll see
There's just I have a web page in which I have a mailing list in which I send out weekly, rain or shine. I post something out there. It's usually the recording of the session that you can watch after the fact for those of my friends and colleagues and my beautiful brothers and sisters who cannot make it at the stop or just want to go revisit it. So that's a weekly newsletter that comes out. It also announces the topic for next week and any other special things. For example, I'm hosting my first retreat after almost 16 months. It's going to be this July 4th weekend. It's going to be in Marin County in Northern California. It's going to start on the 2nd of July and going to last till the 5th of July, which is a public holiday here in the United States. It's going to be a very small group, so it's going to be first come, first serve basis. I haven't started registrations yet. I just had a meeting today with the folks. They just to determine how many distance beds, and we can all have a good, safe net there that even though we might be still in the lingering end of the pandemic, we want to make sure that we are still gathering and supporting each other. We're going to be able to meditate, go for walks, and be having beautiful vegan meals. We're one of the best chefs in Northern California, Margarita's Kitchen. So that's coming up July 4th weekend. So anyway, so all of this to say that this information, I cannot obviously collate all of this, and and I'm saying this, but you may not know where to find it. So please do consider join my mailing list on my website. My website web address, I'll just spell it out for you. I can't type it for you, unfortunately. It's Find Within, and the word goes like FINDWITH.IN. So if you go sign up for that, and also through my circle or through the WhatsApp group, what have you, then you're going to be intimated, you're going to be notified about all of these different offerings. And also Insight Timer has just started one-on-one mentoring with me on this app. It's just brand spanking new. I think I just have a few days listed there. I'm going to open up. I think I'm going to spend some time this evening or tomorrow morning first thing, and I'm going to add some more dates to my calendar when you can sign up with me and show my availability. And I believe the way that you do that is you see that little icon with my photograph saying live on the bottom right hand corner of your screen. If you click on that, it'll give you an ability to look up mentoring one-on-one with me. So folks, so that's some of the things that I have to offer. Some of the things that are coming up. I noticed that there's some donations that have come in, and I do appreciate that. I just want you to know that that's important. That helps me and my ecosystem, my beautiful colleagues that help me with my videos, my friends who help me with editing my audio, the sound studio that I rent, my social media person, my website designer, my web developer. So your funds are very, very important to us helping keeping all of this ecosystem alive. And I'd like to continue to do my courses and offerings as much as possible for free, because I never want price to be a bar for somebody who deserves to get this message, who needs to hear this thing, who needs to uplift themselves. I never want to set a price that says, okay, you know what, I'm not going to be able to serve you. So again, all of this is going to be only possible with generous donations from every one of you, whatever you can do, so that this message, these services, these wisdom gets spread far and wide, such that everybody may be able to get the help when they need it, as they need it. So Mary is asking me to repeat my website. It's Find Within. So Find Within, like I said, but the way that it's spelled out is FINDWITH.IN. So you put the period in the word rather than a .com or a .org. There's no .com or .org. It's going to be findwith.in, Find Within. So that's the play on the word. Okay, how do we get one-to-one mentoring? Sorry, I didn't get that. C's asking. So here's what I understand. I've not done it myself because I cannot sign up for myself. But the way that I was told by Insight Timer is that do you see that little icon with my photograph on the bottom right-hand corner of your screen? See, it has my name and it says live right now. So I believe you click on that live, that picture icon of me, and that pops up a window that will show you how you can sign up for one-on-one mentoring. So I have three options there. I have a one-off thing. I have a package of 3 sessions and a package of 6 sessions, because really any amount of real transformation can only be had when you do deep work, and deep work takes time. So that's how you do it. So folks, again, Thank you for your love. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for your suggestions. Thank you for your dialogue, your participation, your attention, everything, and your donation, of course. All of it counts. All of it matters to me. I care about you. I love you. And please go ahead and suggest what you want me to talk about next week. And until I see you again, like I said, I will do these sessions on Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. Pacific, and also Wednesday evening 6 p.m. Pacific. So you can find me on one of these sessions. Otherwise, join me on my YouTube channel for recorded sessions to catch up on one of the 76 sessions that I've done so far, or for any of the future sessions that you want me to talk about. Until I see you again, same time, same place next week, be well, be kind, and go shine your light. So yes, indeed. So please go and join the conversation, because that's an ongoing thing that you don't have to wait for me. There's one time on Wednesday that I'm here to do the session with you, or on Sunday mornings at 9 o'clock Pacific, 9 a.m. So we have this conversation that's an ongoing thing during the week, and it's also a great place, by the way, for you to ask topics that you want me to talk on next week. Somebody brought up this topic, posted it on there, and that's how I picked it up, and here we are. We had this beautiful session with each other. We enjoyed holding ourselves in this embrace of self-compassion. Kat says, thank you, bless you, with so many different colored hearts, rainbow hearts. Ati, how can I join the circle? I don't think we're allowed to share links on this chat here, but if you could just at the end of this session, please look me up on this app. It's called Meditate with Jay. That's the name of my circle. And also, by the way, it's just not this circle. There's also many other ways in which people are my community. I call it my soul tribe. We have a WhatsApp group. We have a Facebook page. Again, it's called Awakened Spirit Jay. Just Google my name, Jay Chodagam. So spelled Chodagam. I'll spell that for you here so you guys can get the spelling. And if you look me up, if you just Google my name, Jay Chodagam, then you'll see there's just I have a web page in which I have a mailing list in which I send out weekly, rain or shine. I post something out there. It's usually the recording of the session that you can watch after the fact for those of my friends and colleagues and my beautiful brothers and sisters who cannot make it at the stop or just want to go revisit it. So that's a weekly newsletter that comes out. It also announces the topic for next week and any other special things. For example, I'm hosting my first retreat after almost 16 months. It's going to be this July 4th weekend. It's going to be in Marin County in Northern California. It's going to start on the 2nd of July and going to last till the 5th of July, which is a public holiday here in the United States. It's going to be a very small group, so it's going to be first come, first serve basis. I haven't started registrations yet. I just had a meeting today with the folks. They just to determine how many distance beds, and we can all have a good, safe net there that even though we might be still in the lingering end of the pandemic, we want to make sure that we are still gathering, we are supporting each other. We're going to be able to meditate, go for walks, and be having beautiful vegan meals. We're one of the best chefs in Northern California, Margarita's Kitchen. So that's coming up July 4th weekend. So anyway, so all of this to say that this information, I cannot obviously collate all of this, and and I'm saying this, but you may not know where to find it. So please do consider join my mailing list on my website. My website web address, I'll just spell it out for you. I can't type it for you, unfortunately. It's Find Within, and the word goes like FINDWITH.IN. So if you go sign up for that, and also through my circle or through the WhatsApp group, what have you, then you're going to be intimated, you're going to be notified about all of these different offerings. And also Insight Timer has just started one-on-one mentoring with me on this app. It's just brand spanking new. I think I just have a few days listed there. I'm going to open up. I think I'm going to spend some time this evening or tomorrow morning first thing, and I'm going to add some more dates to my calendar when you can sign up with me and show my availability. And I believe the way that you do that is you see that little icon with my photograph saying live on the bottom right hand corner of your screen. If you click on that, it'll give you an ability to look up mentoring one-on-one with me. So folks, so that's some of the things that I have to offer, some of the things that are coming up. I noticed that there's some donations that have come in, and I do appreciate that. I just want you to know that that's important. That helps me and my ecosystem, my beautiful colleagues that help me with my videos, my friends who help me with editing my audio, the sound studio that I rent, my social media person, my website designer, my web developer. So your funds are very, very important to us helping keeping all of this ecosystem alive. And I'd like to continue to do my courses and offerings as much as possible for free, because I never want price to be a bar for somebody who deserves to get this message, who hear this thing, who needs to uplift themselves. I never want to set a price that says, okay, you know what, I'm not going to be able to serve you. So again, all of this is going to be only possible with generous donations from every one of you, whatever you can do, so that this message, these services, these wisdom gets spread far and wide, such that everybody may be able to get the help there when they need it, as they need it. So Mary is asking me to repeat my website. It's Find Within. So Find Within, like I said, but the way that it's spelled out is FINDWITH.IN. So you put the period in the word rather than a .com or a .org. There's no .com or .org. It's going to be findwith.in, Find Within. So that's the play on the word. So folks, again, thank you for your love. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for your suggestions. Thank you for your dialogue, your participation, your attention, everything, and your donation, of course. All of it counts. All of it matters to me. I care about you. I love you. And please go ahead and suggest what you want me to talk about next week. And until I see you again, like I said, I will do these sessions on Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. Pacific, and also Wednesday evening, 6 p.m. Pacific. So you can find me on one of these sessions. Otherwise, join me on my YouTube channel for recorded sessions to catch up on all of one of the 76 sessions I've done so far, or for any of the future sessions that you want me to talk about. Until I see you again, same time, same place next week, be well, be kind, and go shine your light.